In Japan, 92% of people over 70 can still walk without assistance, climb stairs independently, and navigate uneven terrain with confidence. Compare that to America, where 54% of people over 70 have chronic knee pain, and 1 in 4 will need knee replacement surgery. What's the difference? It's not genetics, diet, or some miracle supplement. It's how they walk. Since the Edo period, beginning in 1603, the Japanese have practiced a walking method so fundamentally different from Western walking that it actually heals your knees while you move. This isn't about walking more or walking faster. This is about walking in a way that works with your body's natural design instead of against it. Every step you take right now is creating micro-trauma in your knee joints. The way you plant your foot, the rhythm you use, even the angle of your body, it's all contributing to the deterioration you feel with each passing year. What you're about to learn isn't theory. This is a walking system that's kept an entire nation mobile and pain-free for over 400 years. These aren't complicated techniques that require perfect balance or athletic ability. They're simple adjustments to something you already do thousands of times every day. The Japanese didn't discover some magical cure for knee problems. They simply never stopped walking the way humans walked for thousands of years before modern life changed everything. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to reclaim that natural movement pattern and give your knees the chance to heal themselves. Let's start with the foundation that makes everything else possible, the lost art of walking like your ancestors. Before 1950, no human being on Earth walked the way you do right now. What changed wasn't evolution. It was a fundamental misunderstanding of how your body was designed to move. Watch any old footage of people walking before World War II, and you'll notice something strange. Their arms and legs move differently. When their right foot steps forward, their right arm swings forward too. It looks almost robotic to our modern eyes, but this wasn't some quirky fashion trend. This was Namba Aruki, the natural walking pattern that humans used for millennia. Namba, which means soft or gentle, describes a movement system where the same side arm and leg coordinate together. This isn't just how the Japanese walked. Ancient Greek statues show this pattern. Medieval European artwork depicts it. And even today, you can see traces of it in how toddlers naturally move before we teach them to walk properly. So what happened? Military marching. When Western armies adopted the opposite arm-leg coordination for parade formations, it gradually became the correct way to walk. We traded biomechanical efficiency for looking uniform in formation. Your knees have been paying the price ever since. Here's what most people don't understand about knee pain. It's rarely about the knee itself. Your knee is a hinge joint. It only moves in one direction. When you walk with opposite arm-leg coordination, you're creating a twisting force through your entire torso with every single step. Think of your body like a towel. When you wring out a towel, you twist it in opposite directions with your hands. That's exactly what happens to your spine and hips with conventional walking. Your right arm pulls your upper body one way, while your left leg drives your lower body the other way. This creates a spiral of tension that travels right through your knee joint. Namba walking eliminates this completely. When your right arm and right leg move together, your body stays aligned. There's no twisting, no torquing, no stress traveling through your joints. Your knee simply opens and closes like the hinge it was designed to be. Let me show you how to rediscover this natural pattern. Start by standing still and simply marching in place. Let your arms hang naturally and march slowly. Don't think about coordination yet, just notice what feels most comfortable. Many people find that same-side coordination actually feels more natural once they stop forcing the opposite pattern. Now, take it to walking. Start with tiny steps, almost shuffling, and let your right arm drift forward slightly as your right foot steps. It might feel awkward at first. You're literally rewiring movement patterns you've been practicing for decades. Don't worry about looking strange. Focus on how it feels inside your body. The remarkable thing about Namba walking is what happens to your core. With conventional walking, your abdominal muscles have to constantly fire to stabilize against that twisting motion. With Namba, your core can relax, and your deep stabilizing muscles, the ones that actually support your spine, finally get to do their job properly. Start practicing Namba walking for just 2 to 3 minutes at a time. Your body needs to remember this pattern gradually. If you feel any discomfort, you're probably trying too hard. This should feel easier than regular walking, not harder. This foundational change in coordination is just the beginning, but it's crucial for everything that follows. Once your body remembers how to move without fighting itself, we can address the next piece of the puzzle: why Japanese elders walk with a subtle forward lean that completely transforms joint health. Watch any elderly Japanese person walk, and you'll notice something remarkable. They lean forward slightly, like they're perpetually walking uphill. This isn't poor posture, it's biomechanical genius that Western medicine has completely misunderstood. In physical therapy schools across America, they teach that upright posture is the gold standard. Stand tall, shoulders back, head up. But here's what they're missing. When you walk perfectly upright, every step sends a shockwave straight up through your heel, into your knee, and up your spine. It's like hammering a nail with each step. The Japanese discovered something different through martial arts practice. In traditional karate, there's a walking stance called Zenkutsu Dachi, or front-leaning stance. This subtle forward lean positions your body so gravity works with you instead of against you. Think about how you naturally walk when you're in a hurry. You lean forward slightly, and your steps become lighter, more efficient. That's not coincidence, that's your body instinctively finding the most biomechanically sound walking pattern. The Japanese simply never abandoned this natural inclination. Here's the science behind why this works. When you lean forward just 5 to 7 degrees, remarkable things happen. Your center of gravity shifts ahead of your base of support, so gravity helps pull you forward instead of you pushing yourself with muscle force alone. This naturally engages your core and transforms your leg into a shock absorber instead of a rigid post. Second, this forward lean naturally engages your core muscles and hip flexors. Instead of your legs doing all the work while your core stays passive, your entire torso becomes part of the walking mechanism. This distributes the workload and takes pressure off your knees. Find your optimal lean by standing against a wall with your back touching it. Step your feet forward 6 inches while keeping your shoulders against the wall. Feel that slight forward angle? That's your starting position. Step away from the wall and maintain that angle as you take slow steps. Don't force it or exaggerate it. The lean should be subtle, just enough that you feel gravity gently pulling you forward. Your head stays balanced over your shoulders, not craning forward. The most common mistake I see is people bending at the waist instead of leaning from the ankles. This creates the hunched-over posture we associate with aging. True Zenkutsu Dachi comes from your entire body tilting forward as one unit, like a tower leaning into wind. Another mistake is over-exaggerating the lean. You're not trying to look like you're walking into a hurricane. The angle is so subtle that most people won't even notice it, but your knees will feel the difference immediately. Practice this lean while walking in place first. Feel how it engages your core and shifts weight toward the balls of your feet. When you're comfortable with the sensation, take it to slow walking, focusing on maintaining that forward angle without bending at the waist. Start with just 30 seconds to 1 minute of practice at a time. Your postural muscles need to adapt to this new position gradually. You might feel slightly tired in your core at first. That's good. It means muscles that have been sleeping are finally waking up. This forward lean works synergistically with the Namba coordination you learned earlier. Together, they create a walking pattern that's not just easier on your knees, it's actually therapeutic. But there's still one crucial element missing: the rhythm that allows your joints to heal while you move. Japanese masters discovered that walking isn't just about moving forward. It's about finding the perfect rhythm that allows your knees to heal while you move. You've probably never thought about your walking rhythm, but your knees think about it with every single step. Most people walk like they're rushing to catch a train, quick, choppy steps with irregular timing. This erratic pattern is like playing a piano by randomly pounding the keys. It might make noise, but it's not music. The Japanese concept of ma-ai, meaning proper distance and timing, comes from martial arts, where split-second timing meant life or death. Masters realized this principle applied to daily walking too. Here's what researchers discovered when they studied the walking patterns of elderly Japanese people. They maintain a remarkably consistent rhythm, almost like they're walking to an internal metronome. This isn't coincidence, it's the result of centuries of cultural wisdom about movement. When you walk with irregular rhythm, your knees never know what's coming next. One step might be quick and forceful, the next slow and tentative. Your joints have to constantly recalibrate, creating unnecessary stress and micro-trauma with each unpredictable impact. But here's what's fascinating. Your optimal walking rhythm is already programmed into your body. It's called your natural cadence, and it's directly related to your leg length, body proportions, and even your resting heart rate. The problem is that modern life has taught us to ignore it. Think about the last time you walked somewhere without any time pressure, maybe a leisurely stroll in a park. Notice how your body naturally settles into a comfortable rhythm? That's your ma'ai trying to express itself. The Japanese simply learned to honor this natural timing instead of fighting it. Your optimal rhythm falls between 85 and 115 steps per minute. That might sound fast, but remember, these aren't long strides. They're moderate steps at a steady, sustainable pace your body can maintain for hours without fatigue. Here's how to find your personal ma'ai. Start walking at whatever feels completely natural and effortless. Don't think about speed or distance. Just walk like you have nowhere urgent to be. After about 30 seconds, you'll naturally settle into your body's preferred rhythm. Now here's the key. Coordinate your breathing with this rhythm. The Japanese discovered that when your breath and your steps work together, something remarkable happens. Your entire nervous system shifts into a more relaxed, healing state. Try this pattern. Inhale for 4 steps, exhale for 4 steps. Don't force it, let breathing be natural, and let steps match that rhythm. Some prefer 3 steps per breath cycle, others 5. There's no perfect number, only what feels sustainable for your body. This breathing coordination does something profound. When you exhale, your core naturally engages, providing stability. When you inhale, your body naturally lifts slightly, reducing the impact on your joints. It's like your breath becomes a shock absorber for your entire body. Practice this rhythmic walking for just 5 to 10 minutes at first. Set a gentle mental metronome, not rushed, not dragging, but steady like ocean waves. Your knees will start to anticipate each step, instead of being surprised by it. Don't try to walk too fast or take steps too long for your natural rhythm. This isn't about covering distance quickly, it's about moving in harmony with your body's design. When you master ma'ai, walking becomes meditation in motion. This steady rhythm creates the perfect foundation for the most important element of all, how your foot actually touches the ground with each step. Every step you take sends a shock wave through your body. The Japanese discovered that changing how your foot touches the ground can eliminate that shock completely. Right now, you're probably walking like most people in the modern world, heel first, then rolling forward to your toes. This seems logical, even natural. After all, isn't that how shoes are designed? But here's the problem. Heel striking is like dropping a hammer on your knee joint 3,500 times during a typical 20-minute walk. The traditional Japanese walking method, called Tsumasaki Aruki, translates literally to toe-tip walking. But it's not what you might think. You're not walking on your tiptoes like a ballet dancer. Instead, you're allowing the ball of your foot to make first contact with the ground, just like your ancestors did for thousands of years. Think about this. When you're barefoot and you step on something sharp, what part of your foot touches the ground first when you take your next step? Instinctively, you land on your forefoot to test the surface before committing your full weight. That's Tsumasaki Aruki, your body's natural protective mechanism. But modern shoes have trained us out of this instinct. Thick, cushioned heels make us lazy. We slam our heels down first because the padding makes us think we're protected. Meanwhile, that impact force up to 3 times your body weight with each step travels straight through your heel, up your shin, and directly into your knee joint. Here's what happens with traditional forefoot landing. Your foot becomes a natural shock absorber. When the ball of your foot touches first, your arch compresses slightly, your calf muscle engages, and your knee stays slightly bent. It's like landing on a built-in spring system instead of a rigid post. Biomechanical studies show that forefoot striking reduces the impact force on your knees by up to 60%. That's not a small improvement. That's the difference between joint destruction and joint preservation with every single step you take. Let me show you how to rediscover this natural landing pattern. Start by simply walking in place, but imagine you're walking on hot sand at the beach. You'd naturally step lightly, testing each surface with the ball of your foot before putting your full weight down. That gentle, tentative contact is exactly what we're looking for. Now try taking a few slow steps forward with this same light forefoot contact. Don't force it onto your toes, that's too extreme and will tire you out quickly. Think of it as letting your forefoot kiss the ground first, then gently rolling back to include your heel as your weight shifts forward. The most common mistake is overthinking this and ending up walking on your tiptoes. That's not sustainable, and it's not what traditional Sumisaki Aruki looks like. Your heel should still touch the ground, it's just not the first point of contact anymore. Another mistake is trying to change too much too quickly. Your calf muscles and foot muscles have been underused for years. They need time to strengthen and adapt to this new landing pattern. Start with just 2 to 3 minutes of practice, then gradually increase as your feet get stronger. Here's a simple exercise to build the foot strength you need. Stand on one foot and slowly rise up onto the ball of that foot, then lower back down. Do this 10 times per foot, twice a day. This strengthens the exact muscles you need for proper forefoot landing. You can also practice Sumisaki Aruki by walking barefoot on different surfaces, grass, sand, or even a thick carpet. Without the artificial support of shoes, your feet will naturally want to land more gently and carefully. What's remarkable about this forefoot landing is how it connects to everything else we've covered. The Namba coordination becomes easier because you're not fighting the jarring impact of heel strikes. The forward lean happens more naturally because your body wants to stay over your moving center of gravity. The rhythmic breathing flows better because your steps are gentler and more controlled. As your feet adapt to this natural landing pattern, you'll notice something interesting. Walking becomes quieter. Instead of the heavy footfalls of heel striking, your steps become almost silent. That's not just better for your knees. It's a sign that you're moving the way humans moved for millennia before modern shoes changed everything. Practice Sumisaki Aruki for short periods throughout your day, gradually building up your foot strength and confidence with this natural pattern. Remember, this isn't about perfection immediately. It's about rediscovering movement patterns your body already knows. Now that you understand all 4 elements of this ancient walking method, the final piece is learning how to integrate them seamlessly into your modern life without feeling like you're doing some strange exercise routine. The most perfect walking technique is useless if you only practice it for 10 minutes a day. Here's how to make this ancient wisdom your new normal. Here's what most people don't know about changing movement patterns. Your brain needs about 21 days to rewire automatic behaviors, but your body needs 60 to 90 days to fully adapt. That's why most walking programs fail. People expect immediate transformation but give up during the awkward adaptation period. The Japanese approach this differently. Instead of trying to change everything at once, they use what's called kaizen small, continuous improvements that compound over time. You're not going to master all 4 elements of this walking method overnight, and trying to will only frustrate you. Start with just one element during your first week. Choose the one that feels most natural to you right now. Maybe it's the gentle forward lean, or perhaps the rhythmic breathing coordination. Practice that single element during your normal daily walking to the mailbox. If you started with the forward lean, now incorporate the Namba coordination, or the forefoot landing. Don't worry about perfection, you're building new neural pathways, and that takes time and repetition. Here's the key insight that makes this sustainable. Practice during transitions you already make. Instead of setting aside special walking time, use the moments when you're already moving. Walking from your bedroom to the kitchen becomes practice time. Walking from your car to the store entrance becomes training. Most people think they need 30-minute dedicated walking sessions to see benefits. But research shows that multiple short sessions throughout the day are actually more effective for rewiring movement patterns. 3 2-minute practice sessions work better than 1 6-minute session. By week 3, you can start combining elements. This is where the magic happens. When Namba coordination meets the forward lean, when rhythmic breathing syncs with forefoot landing, the whole system starts to flow together naturally. Your body begins to remember what pain-free movement feels like. Here's what to expect during the adaptation process. Days 1 through 7 might feel awkward, like you're thinking too hard about something that should be automatic. That's normal. You're literally overriding decades of learned movement patterns. Days 8 through 21, the movements start feeling more natural, but you'll probably catch yourself reverting to old patterns when you're distracted or rushed. Don't get frustrated. Just gently return to the new pattern when you notice. Days 22 through 60 are where the real transformation happens. The movements become increasingly automatic, and you'll start noticing that your knees feel different, maybe less stiff in the morning, or more stable on stairs. The biggest mistake people make is trying to use this walking method during high-stress situations right away. Don't attempt perfect Tumasaki Aruki while you're rushing through an airport or walking up a steep hill. Start with calm, controlled environments where you can focus on the technique. Create what I call technique zones in your daily routine. Maybe it's the walk from your front door to your car or the path from the parking lot to your office entrance. These become your designated practice areas where you consciously apply the walking method. Here's a progression schedule that works. Week 1. Practice one element during technique zones only. Week 2. Add the second element to your technique zones. Week 3. Combine elements and expand to include casual indoor walking. Week 4. Take it to outdoor walking on familiar, flat surfaces. By month 2, you can start adapting the technique for different environments. Walking on grass requires subtle adjustments to the forefoot landing. Walking uphill might need modifications to the forward lean. Walking on uneven surfaces becomes an opportunity to practice balance and coordination. The remarkable thing about this ancient walking method is how it starts to improve other aspects of your movement. People often report better balance, less back pain, improved posture while standing, and even better sleep quality. When you move the way your body was designed to move, everything else begins to align. Track your progress by paying attention to how your knees feel, not just during walking but throughout the day. Do they feel stiffer or more flexible when you wake up? Are stairs easier or harder? Can you stand from a sitting position with less effort? Now you have all the tools to transform how you move through the world, but knowing the technique is only the beginning of your journey toward pain-free mobility. Remember those statistics from the beginning? 92% of Japanese people over 70 walking without assistance, while 54% of Americans the same age struggle with chronic knee pain. The difference isn't genetics or luck, it's the 4 simple elements you just learned. Namba coordination that eliminates the twisting forces destroying your joints. Forward lean that works with gravity instead of fighting it. Rhythmic breathing that turns walking into moving meditation. And forefoot landing that transforms your feet into natural shock absorbers instead of hammering your knees with every step. This isn't just about walking differently, it's about reclaiming the movement patterns that kept humans mobile and pain-free for thousands of years before modern life changed everything. You now have the same tools that have kept an entire nation walking strong well into their 80s and 90s. The Japanese didn't need surgery, injections, or expensive treatments. They simply never abandoned the walking method their ancestors used. Today, you've taken the first step toward joining them. Your journey starts with your very next step. Choose one element, just one, and practice it for the next 7 days. Then come back and tell me which element you chose and how it felt. I want to hear about your experience because your success story could inspire someone else to start their own healing journey. What's the biggest challenge you face when it comes to knee pain? Drop a comment below and let me know what's been holding you back from walking pain-free.